Hello everyone, Brad here. I hope you're all doing good. Just before we get into Road to Heart episode 8, if I can just have your attention for a couple of minutes. I want to restart a series I trialed a long time ago called Subscriber Picks, back when I had around 200 subscribers. I want to restart this series basically because I really want to interact with you all a lot more, and doing this will hopefully, it'll almost create like a family type of bond between us all. Subscriber picks, you're probably thinking, what the fuck is that? Well, basically, you just simply leave me a comment suggesting a full custom class setup and include a little challenge that you want me to complete. For example, I don't know, I'm just throwing this out there. You could say, Bradders, play a full game of domination using C4 only, and you must get at least 3 triple kills, and I'll attempt to do it. And to interact or to involve you all on this, once I've uploaded the first episode, you are all more than welcome to look at the challenge and go ahead or go away and try and complete it yourselves. And if you do, and if you have the ability to upload it to YouTube and leave it as a video response. I just feel that, you all know me very well because I'm sharing my life with you, but I don't know yous that well, and you all don't know each other that well. And if we do this, it sort of pulls us all into the same circle, because I'm trying to make almost like a family channel. But please make the challenges realistic. I don't want someone suggesting, trying to get a Moab using nothing but my mushroom tip, because that's okay for me, but if you guys want to attempt it as well, you're pretty much screwed. Anyway, let's get on to why we're really here. Road to Whore episode 8. Everybody meet Lucy. Hi Lucy! Oh my god, why did I just do that? Anyway, I had just turned 18 and had been dating Lucy for a couple of months. Lucy was the cute type of girl. She looked soft and cuddly, but on certain angles she looked really dirty at the same time. How did I meet her? Right, I basically met her on a very rare night out, and I say rare because, as you all should know, I don't drink alcohol at all, so it's very rare you'll catch me in a club. But this particular night the lads managed to persuade me, and we just basically sit down around this, like, it's almost like a nice little sofa type thing around the table, and we just sat down there having banter, and we were with some of these girls who my friends knew, and they were absolutely ugly. They looked like they had been dragged through Justin Bieber's pubes, and I say that because one of them had a beard. Seriously, this girl had a moustache, and she didn't even know. And actually, at the end of the night, when she went, she actually kissed me goodbye on the cheek, and it was all prickly. I could only imagine what her vagina must be like. Jesus Christ, it would be like a fucking hairy beaver. But anyway, let's get back on topic. Yeah, Lucy. So I remember watching this girl dance from a distance, and she was drop dead gorgeous. And literally, she was, your jaw would drop and you would drool. And I was pointing her out to my mate when he said he knew her, so I said, you have to introduce me, and so he did. And that night she actually sat on our table with a couple of her other friends, and we were just sat around the table having a laugh. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty close to pulling out the Spider-Man trick, but there was too many people around to witness it, just in case I failed. But one good thing about me not drinking is I drove home. So I offered her a lift home at the end of the night, which was perfect timing to work my magic. And she accepted the lift, and I drove her home, and I managed to at least get her phone number, and that was basically how I met her. I texted her a couple of days later just asking how she was, and she didn't text back. She actually did that annoying thing of one-belling, so I actually phoned her back, and we spoke on the phone. Excuse me, just get my breath back. For a while, just talking about everyday crap. Every time I actually went to make a move and ask her out, she would always talk. So in the end, I ended up just, butting in and just saying, Lucy, just shut up for a second, and just, the phone went silent. And I was like, so there's this film on at the cinema, and I have no one to go and watch it with. Are you up for it? And she literally said, yeah, why not? So that is easy as that. That was probably one of the easiest times I've ever asked a girl out. And I'm not going to bore you with the cinema trip because nothing entertaining happened there, if I'm honest. But after it, oh boy, was it entertaining. Anyway, so after it, we were hungry and decided to stop off at McDonald's and get a burger. We were in McDonald's and she had something, you know, something girly like a McChicken sandwich meal, or it might have been chicken nuggets, but I had a large Big Mac meal with a double cheeseburger on the side, basically just to assert my authority as a dominant male and to show her that I'm not one to be fucked with. It was a weird meal, to be honest. Well, when I say meal, you know, sit down sort of meal, because I usually aim to make a girl laugh, but there was just something about her where you just wanted to cuddle up to her and talk quietly and just, you know, be a bit soft. And I know that makes me a little fucking gay, but and it's not very manly, but it's the way you have to be. You have to adapt to what the girl's type is. If she's a loud, bubbly girl, you need to be loud and bubbly back. If she's a quiet girl, you need to be quiet back, but try and not be too dominant, but put yourself out there, basically. So we were just speaking quietly about nothing, but me, being Brad, has always had a plan up my sleeve, you know, just to loosen her up, because that's what you need to do before you get anything off a girl. You need to, you know, sort of take the weight off her shoulders, make her feel that she's not shitting herself. Here's a tip: pay attention to what a girl likes. In this case, I noticed that she had a keyring on her keys, and it had a picture of a horse on it, so I knew instantly that was my way into her dirty side. So I just simply asked questions about horses, and she was telling me all sorts of crap. I was hardly listening, if I'm honest. You just sort of, when a girl talks, just shut yourself off, but sort of half pay attention. She was telling me all this crap about horses, how she goes horse riding, and she, you know, really likes them and things like that. So I was like, yeah, and she actually asked me, how much do I know about horses? And I just turned around and, because, you know, I'm a hilarious, funny type of guy, like almost like a comedian, I just pulled out the, yeah, they have big cocks, don't they? And she just laughed, and then I said, they're a little like mine, to be honest. And she said something like she wouldn't know that, and I said, oh, you'll have to get to know, won't you? And she actually said no. But, you know, that little exchanging conversation about cocks and horses just loosened her up, and she was talking a lot more louder and clearer and a lot more flirty, and she actually sat a bit closer to me, and we were just having a laugh by the end of that then. And we had actually finished our burgers, and we went to the toilets after it, just before we left, and both the female and male toilets were closed, but the disabled toilet was still open. We both had like this cute little cuddly toy fight in the corridor about who was going to use it first, and I was like, fuck that, I know your type, you're going to go in there and lay off the hugest turd you could imagine. And I was like, well, I ain't smelling that shit. So I walked in, and she actually followed me in laughing, and literally we just, you know, had a good laugh, and, you know, just started kissing, literally just started kissing. And like I always do, whilst kissing, I am already planning my next move, and I had locked the door behind us while kissing. And, you know, I pushed her up against the wall and removed my jacket, because I dressed trendy back then. I had like this shirt on with a jacket over it, and she actually squeezed my bum, which, to be honest, was a turn off. But you know, I ain't arsed. I started squeezing her bum as well, and it just took off from there, really. And I was kissing her neck by then, and started to move down towards her chest, but at the same time unzipping her top that she had on to make room. And so I lifted her t-shirt up as well, and started sucking on her breast, which were absolutely amazing. Her tits, they were not the biggest ones, but they were perfectly shaped, and her nipples were like little dildos. They were fucking huge. And she actually took the next move and went down on me, giving me a blowjob, as they call it. Excuse me, just burped. And, you know, she was average at it, to be honest, but I didn't give a fuck. I was about to bang this really fit, cuddly girl. And so I stood her up and removed her pants, whilst my mushroom tip was waving about like Harry Potter's broomstick. And I didn't even I didn't even play with her vagina like I usually do. I just literally picked her up and lowered her on the end of my mushroom tip slowly, and she moaned a little, and it drove me insane because she was so cute and had this really nice voice. Her moaning was just really nice. And you know them little plastic things they have on the walls that hold the hand towels? I literally just rammed her on that hard, and it fell off the wall. But we just carried on, and we must have been in there for at least 20 minutes, and there was knocks on the door and everything. But again, you know, I just carried on. She was actually such a gorgeous girl. Her body was just outstanding. And I remember fucking her, and she was telling me she was about to come, so I quickly just threw her into doggy style, and I was banging her so hard, and she was screaming saying, yes, I'm gonna come. I'm not gonna do a girly voice, but she was screaming saying she was gonna come, and I was like, I'm gonna come as well, and I was just about to sperm all up inside her, and I looked to the right, and there was this floating turd in the toilet, and I was just trying so hard not to laugh. I was trying so hard to you know, not laugh and blurt it out, so I just held it in and slowly leaned over and put the lid down and just carried on fucking her. And I eventually finished off. When we had left the toilet, there was like 2 members of staff knocking on the door, and a queue of at least 5 people, and they gave us the dirtiest look ever. And me, you know my personality. I as we walked past them, I turned around and said, "You might want to give that 5 minutes. It stinks in there." She just did a big poo, and she just hit me, you know, in a plain sort of way. And we just walked outside, and we were laughing so hard. We actually just sat in the car park in the car laughing because we couldn't control it. And then we eventually got back to her house and watched TV with her mum and dad. I must have continued to date her for a good couple of months, and if I'm honest, she was a brilliant girl. We only split up because, well, I was stupid and all I wanted was sex all the time, whereas she wanted nice holidays abroad, and, you know, she wanted to get a flat together and wanted to settle down. But you know what I'm like, I didn't want to settle down at the time. So yeah, that was the end of Lucy, but a beautiful girl and a crazy McDonald's experience. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. Take it easy, and I will catch up with you guys later. Goodbye for now. Mwah.